This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome into the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Enrico with you guys, 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line, both those open for you the entire show today. Before we get rolling too deep, I want to shout out to one of my best friends, Ralph, who tweeted at me yesterday, and he loves the show.
Yeah, he does.
Thank you.
Very big fan.
So, Ralph, I hope you're listening. If you don't know what I'm referring to, head over to my Twitter, Nick_Sainert, and just scroll down a little bit, and you will see Ralph's tweet and my response to Ralph's tweet. Yep, shout out to Ralph. So thank you, Ralph, for the consistent support.
Big fans of Ralph.
All right, 402-464-5685. We need to clear some things up real quick. AA Ron asks on the text line, is she Red Panda just because we're the big red? Is she Blue Panda at Kansas? No. That is the name. That is her name, Red Panda. Well, her alias, I suppose, nickname,
alias.
Somebody says, imagine hating Red Panda and dogs. There must be no joy in your life, Nick. Number one, don't hate dogs. Number two, don't hate Red Panda. Just thinks maybe it's time for her to hang up the bulls.
Hang up the bulls, hang up the unicycle.
But
the
bulls back on the shelf.
She rides a unicycle and tosses bowls on her head. Like, it's not easy, but she's the best at what she does. Sure, she messes up sometimes. Sometimes field goal kickers miss kicks. Sometimes quarterbacks miss throws.
It is impressive.
Sometimes basketball players miss layups or three-pointers.
And what are we saying? What are we saying about Brett Maher right now?
He's not washed. He got the yips.
Maybe Red Panda had the yips. Just needs to take some time off.
Maybe she does. Doesn't mean she's washed.
I think she's. I don't. She talked about retiring in 2014, which is now 9 years ago.
Remember when LeBron James was washed, and now he's about to become the best scorer, the most points scored in the NBA of all time.
Maddie's dad says, "Imagine being Nick." LOL.
The worst.
The worst. Let me tell you firsthand.
You're just rude.
I asked one of our mutual friends,
and he's wrong.
I texted him, said, "Is Red Panda washed?" And resoundingly, I get a reply that says, "Yes. The sky is also blue. Red Panda has been washed past her prime."
Not past her prime.
That is what I've got.
As I said before, she's the LeBron James of halftime shows.
People ask, what's the best halftime show? We got that question from Chris earlier. I still would appreciate it if you do the whole trampolines that, you stick the trampolines out on the court, you dunk it, you have alley-oops.
The best halftime shows are Red Panda 1 and Amazing Slottick 2.
Slottick is good, but scary.
Terrifying.
Extremely terrifying. I said it during the crossover that
I like watching it, but
I don't, because I'm so nervous every time he comes out and puts, once he gets to like 3 chairs, I get so nervous because I don't want to be in the crowd when something bad happens.
Terrifying.
It's one thing it's one thing if you see it on social media, you're like, man, that's free. That's terrifying.
Yep.
And it is. But think about it. It would be spread throughout all of social media, and you saw it firsthand. You would be part of it to where the game's delayed, or they got to bring an ambulance out on the floor. It's similar to like the DeMar Hamlin thing, honestly.
It's just burned into your brain. You're there.
Yeah, you were there.
Terrifying.
You were there. It is scary stuff. So please just get back to just like the alley.
How do you like for the Amazing Slottick? I mean, for Red Panda, kind of the same because that unicycle's tall.
Yeah,
the unicycle's up there. For those two, how do they know when to hang it up? Because like the Amazing Slot, does he have to fall to know?
When?
When do you know that? Like, hey, I'm done.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So you're right.
Because
now
football, basketball, like sports wise, they tell you all the time, like your body will tell you. But like, will his body tell him, or will it like his body tell him when he's on the chairs?
yeah, well,
like how does
like
he?
yikes,
Like,
my knee just buckled and I'm on my 9th chair up here. What do I do? I can't get down.
Yeah, like I'm done, but
just
like
one of these times, Slottick is just gonna be standing at the way top, just be like, help! Help!
help! I need some assistance. I've climbed and I can't get down.
The opposite of life alert. Well, in
Still
a way,
life alert.
it's still life alert, just in the opposite of the usual slogan that we're used to.
Yeah.
Now, once again, I mean, you can give us your thoughts, 402-464-5685. If you enjoy watching Red Panda, that's great. But let us know your favorite halftime show, please. But then I would also say this, an option that I preferably enjoy. They do it now every Husker game. They do the half court shot. You roll the giant box die, and it's like, all right, whatever number you land on, that's how many half court shots you get. And I think it's one of the hotels downtown in Lincoln. They sponsor a trip. It's like all expenses paid trip to like one of 5 cities. It's like Houston, Dallas, Chicago, somewhere else.
Has anybody ever seen anybody hit that shot at a Husker game? I have not.
So actually, they just gave one a couple weeks ago to the dad it was like a father and a son duo. And I'm wondering if it was a situation, and maybe they're listening. If you are, please text in. I wonder if it was a situation to where like they just haven't given away a trip because nobody had made that shot. And so they're like, you know what, bring your son out. We'll bring a small basketball hoop out. The dad missed the 1 half court shot. And they're like, you know what? We're going to give you one more try, but this time you get to do it. We need to see a dunk on the mini hoop. And so the kid goes and dunks it. They win the trip.
So it's been a while.
I think
nobody has seen anybody win that half court shot.
And I've been to. I think I missed one men's basketball game when it was during the supposed to be Snowmageddon or whatever last week. 2 weeks ago. Ice-mageddon. I didn't go. I didn't make the drive, but
they didn't hit it. You would have heard about it.
Yeah. Now, love the dash for cash. Love the dashes for cashes.
Like, I've never done it, and I know, like, if I ever did it, I would make a fool of myself.
It does make me angry.
But the people that do that, I get so frustrated because I'm like, listen to the damn crowd. Like, everybody's telling you, like everybody goes silent when you're going the wrong way. Everybody gets loud when you're pointing the right way.
Or everybody boos.
Yeah, and I'm like, listen. You can't see. Use your ears, man. Come on. What are you doing? I was like, it's right. And it is, like, right there.
So here we go. Happy hour listeners, if you listen on Mondays, you'll know Steve Mark, our of Inside Nebraska. I texted him, said, "Is Red Panda washed?" That's all I said.
I swear, if Steve agrees with you,
Steve
we're never
said
talking
this,
to him again.
Quote, "She's just always around. Basically has perfected her craft. It's not really exciting anymore. She's too good. Yeah, period. Washed."
Steve, you were so close. You were so close to being on my good side.
That's all it is.
So close. We're not calling you next Monday. We're not doing it. We're going to call him or we're going to hang up. We're going to be like, hey, Steve, welcome in. And we're going to be like, hey, is Red Panda washed? And if he says she is, we're hanging up.
One of us will have to write this down so that we can remember. So that we can remember.
I'm going to remember. Every guest we have from here on out is Red Panda washed. If they say yes, we're hanging up.
The first guest. I mean, and listeners, if you have a comment, you can call in. We'll ask that question to whoever callers.
402-464-5685, Honda of Lincoln hotline, Starter Heyman text line.
More than happy.
Go ahead, give us a call.
More than happy.
See what happens.
I'm surprised this is getting this much reaction on the text line. However,
I am upset.
I can tell for the second day in a row, I have pissed off Rico.
I am incensed.
I have made Rico mad.
The nerve.
Headhunter says, Nick, you should do your punching game challenge at halftime. You versus the Husker legends. For the love of God, then Red Panda can retire.
Headhunter, you're on my bad side.
So
too.
how about that, Headhunter? Nebraska.
Unless you're just saying that for her sake.
Yeah, and maybe
somebody stole her. Maybe it's because she's on a new unicycle. Maybe somebody stole her unicycle a couple years ago.
I forgot about that.
I remember. It was out in California. It was a big deal. Thieves.
Maybe I should just approach and go with it, or go, view it as I'm saying that she's washed for her sake so that she can retire. She can just hang up, just put the bulls away in the cupboard.
She's not washed. She will retire when she's damn ready.
Nebraska ball fan name, obviously has good input. Nobody has won the half-court shot.
There you go.
And the Chicago Boys is a pretty good halftime shot.
I don't know what that one is. I swear that die was loaded for the longest time. Everybody's getting like one shot. There was one guy that got like 5. Just didn't come close.
So Sanderson asks, I haven't seen her in a while. Is she just constantly dropping and missing bowls lately?
No, she's not.
So
she dropped when Nick is saying she's washed because when he saw her, she dropped 1.
No. There was one video that went out that was viral that she
was struggling.
Completely botched the whole thing. She couldn't get the confidence back up. I understand it's a mental barrier. I get that.
Look,
however, then the first time after I see that video, the first time I see her in person is at the Nebraska Creighton game. I believe it was back on December 7th, if I remember correctly. And she dropped bowls. She dropped it multiple times.
I saw her last
and I sat up
year
and I
at
was
a game.
like, what is going on? This isn't the Red Panda we know and love. This is not the Red Panda we grew up loving. And so then, but now I will say, she bounced back well. She came into Lincoln and she had a nice performance.
She had a great performance.
She had a spectacular performance.
I saw her last year, didn't drop a single bowl.
Well, 2023. It's a new year.
We'll
new year,
see.
new Red Panda.
We'll see.
A washed Red Panda.
Still the GOAT. The GOAT of unicycle riding and bowl tossing. Nobody can take that from her.
Yeah, I suppose so. 402-464-5685. Wet Blanket says, this is literally what is going through my head the entire time that the amazing Slottick is performing, and I still don't have an answer that is not death.
It's terrifying.
like there's nothing you can wear, and he's not wearing his little performing outfit.
He's not clipped anything.
He's not anything.
He's just up there.
He's just chilling on a chair.
It's him and Gravity and chairs.
And Gravity wins.
Gravity wins every time.
Well, here's the thing. Here's what's worse.
He has defeated Gravity for years. How old is he? The amazing because like I said, I don't know when you decide that your body is just not up for it anymore. Is he training somebody on the side to take over for him, or does he just go until he does fall?
So the amazing Slottick, America's oldest daredevil acrobat, and his death-defying tower of chairs.
Death-defying. Unless the chair look, and I'm not okay.
Hey, he's performing at the Mavs game tonight.
Okay, hold on. I have to be very careful how I say this. I am not accusing him of anything.
Okay.
Could there be little stoppers on the chairs to keep them from moving?
No. Actually, I know this for a fact.
Just for his sake.
Because I mean, that's still scary because
yeah.
I'm pretty sure I thought one day it was actually the first time I saw the Slottick perform.
The amazing Slottick.
Be careful. World's oldest acrobat.
You say his
and
name
daredevil person.
He's not the Slottick.
The amazing Slottick. The first time I ever saw it was at a women's basketball game last season. And yeah, so like the basketball fan says the chairs lock into each other.
Do they?
They do. But that doesn't stop them from tilting.
Yeah.
And last year I was walking, because I mentioned every single time the amazing Slottick performs, I go back, I get a new drink, I get a new pop, whatever it is from the media room, because I don't want to watch him fall.
Mm-hmm.
That's honestly the only reason I do it. So I don't want to watch him fall. And so when I was walking and I'm on the floor, I look over at the chairs and they were tilting.
He's got to get that balance right.
It is terrifying. I don't know how he does it.
He's death-defying.
Death-defying. Exactly.
He has defied death all of these years. And I hope he continues to defy death until his amazing retirement.
Yes, Bill and Bennett says Gravity wins, and that's my thing. Is here's the even the word makes it worse.
Bill, that's rude.
Yeah, here's what makes it worse. Is I think it would be better if he just falls onto the floor, if he were to fall.
Yeah,
but he won't. No, but he won't.
Yeah, he will.
No. Because if he slips on the chairs, all the chairs are going to come tumbling down.
You use your. I don't know how strong he is.
I don't know
how strong he is. When he does that at the very top, if he falls, if he loses balance, he just tosses chairs to the side. And he fall. I mean, you got to roll somehow. Land. I don't know how you land.
I don't know, man.
And then land like a parkour expert. But however you land, it's better to land straight on the floor than on those chairs.
That's what I'm saying. It's better, but I don't think he would.
You think he'd go out on the chairs?
I think he would fall right on the chairs because if he's fallen, that means something, a lock, a chair, it snapped, whatever happened.
Or just lean. just leaned too far.
Okay.
His balance was off.
Yikes.
Maybe his core strength wasn't up to par that day. See, that's the thing. And I might be kind of contradicting
what if,
myself.
a muscle gives out?
I might be contradicting myself, but he can't have a bad day.
Well, no.
If Red Panda has a bad day, she drops a couple bowls.
She may fall off the unicycle.
I saw her fall off the unicycle once.
Really?
Yeah. She just fell backwards. She was okay. It's a
scary.
very tall unicycle.
Yeah, I know.
She was good. Strong legs.
I always wonder how you get up.
Strong legs. She just kind of landed. But if he has a bad day, it's over. There's no.
It's completely over for the Amazing Sonic.
There's no coming back from Red Panda drops a couple balls. She feels bad. Everybody goes, oh, darn, Red Panda. Oh, she might be lost. Blah, blah, blah. The Amazing Sonic has a bad day. And the next day, we're just look, man, he was one of the best halftime performers of all time.
He was the oldest acrobat.
Terrifying. Just a terrifying halftime.
It's scary stuff. One that I forgot that I got to see for the first time was the Simon Says guy.
That I've heard people say
Simon Says a lot.
People are like, "Oh, that's such a great." I don't know. It was Simon Says. It was faster.
Yeah, and it was intense.
But it was Simon Says.
But see, maybe that's the halftime shows we need. Is that they're fast, they're quick moving, they're funny, right? Nobody's laughing with the Amazing Slottic. Nobody's laughing with the Amazing Slottic.
But everybody's clapping.
Everybody's
holding
clapping.
their breath.
Yeah, we're scared.
Look,
We're terrified.
I want terror for my halftime performances. I don't want fun. Unless they're dogs, then I want fun. I don't want terror with dogs.
The Simon Says guy was good. Now, what's going to be awkward, Rico, and we said this during the break, is it's going to be bad if, unfortunately, the Amazing Slottic or Red Panda is the halftime entertainment tonight.
Not unfortunate.
We tried to look it up and we couldn't find it.
Very fortunate for all that are there, because you'll get a great show regardless.
Disingenuous says Red Panda won't be washed up until she is doing birthday parties. So, I mean, imagine that paying Red Panda to be at your son or daughter's 7th birthday party.
I would.
She's got the music playing and everything. I'm straight. I wonder if that would be tough
before she retires. I want a picture with Red Panda, with Red Panda, not me taking a selfie with Red Panda in the background. No, I want a picture with Red Panda. She is amazing.
Oh, Joe B says the quick change couple sucks. Jeez. Okay.
All right. Let me how you really feel.
Yeah. So it is what it is. Don asks, does Bach just try to get you too wound up in the crossover to see how far into your guys' show you can throw off the whole show off the rails? Not necessarily. He doesn't really try.
It just happens.
We just started talking about halftime shows, and then Rico got all mad because I called Red Panda washed.
She's not.
Yeah. So it is what it is. Oh well.
All right. We should go to a break and then come back with actual sports talk.
Yeah, we could do that.
You think that sounds like a good idea? You think the listeners want that?
Well, here's the deal. So I want to mention this real quick. This is a perfect accurate representation of where college football recruiting is at right now. All right. So Alabama 4-star wide receiver commit Perry Thompson.
Shout out to Perry.
Sat down with On3's director of recruiting, Chad Simmons, and there was one quote that kind of stuck out, and On3 actually posted it to their Twitter account. And it's Alabama's 4-star wide receiver commit, Perry Thompson, saying this, quote, Alabama is still on top, and I am committed to them.
Okay.
But I am going to keep taking official visits. That's fine.
That's understandable.
That's been a thing for many years.
As long as Saban's okay with it.
But Perry Thompson continues by saying, I would say my commitment is about 60% right now.
Nope.
And if that does not accurately represent what college football is like nowadays and recruiting specifically, I don't know what will. Because in this quote, once again, Alabama is still on top and I am committed to them. And the very next sentence, he says, I would say my commitment is about 60% right now.
That is, in terms of schools to say something like that, Alabama might be the last place to say that.
Tyler makes a great example. Tell your significant other that you're only 60% committed and see how that goes.
The thing is, with Nick Saban in Alabama, they can replace. You're a 4-star receiver. I'm sure they can replace you like that.
If I'm Nick Saban, and Rico and I said this, if we're Nick Saban, we're going to that man being like, "Yo, listen, you are not. That is a non-committable offer
Just
right
now.
You're
60% committed. Now you're 0% committed. Have fun.
OG Les Lancaster says, now we don't want to hear Nebraska fans being mad at a recruit when Nick Saban can't even keep kids locked down.
Yeah,
Hey.
like if I'm Saban, I'm like, okay, you're 0% committed. I'm going to go get a 5-star now.
Hey, yeah, we're okay. We're going to be without. Alabama is which I would like to point this out. Alabama has the #1 recruiting class.
Do they?
And yeah,
Okay.
And does in 2023, and they currently do not have a defensive coordinator. Good for them. So that is the pure definition of this whole thing is bigger than one recruit or one athlete, right? And we got a 4-star wide receiver, Perry Thompson. We'll check out the ranking. I hope he's like 4 stars can be anywhere from 50 to 200. So let's see where Perry Thompson is rated.
And unnamed texter said, listen to you guys and told my wife I'm 60% committed. She said, cool. She's taking 60% of my stuff in the divorce.
Okay. So Perry Thompson is.
By the way, don't do that, people.
Yeah, please. We do not recommend this.
I don't want the happy hour to be the reason for divorces.
It's funny. I just saw the Seinfeld episode last night. Where George tells the woman, she's like, "Yeah, you can do a lot better than him," because he's like a delivery driver.
Yeah,
he's like, "You can do a lot," and she's a doctor, and he's like, "You can do a lot better than him." And the next day, they both get divorced. It's because George. Anyway, Seinfeld. Shout out to Seinfeld. So this Perry Thompson guy, he is rated as the 94th best player in the country. Like we said, committed to Alabama back on June 24th, 2022.
Not even top 50. Wow.
Here is his offer list according to 24/7 Sports.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama A&M, Austin Peay, Georgia Southern, Georgia State, Troy.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if
Alabama State.
I would be surprised if he's an Alabama commit by the end of the day.
So once again, the quote, Alabama 4-star wide receiver commit said, Alabama is still on top, and I am committed to them, but I am going to keep taking visits. I would say my commitment is at about 60% right now.
Look, I respect the honesty, but there are some things that even if you're thinking them, you keep those inside. And saying your commitment's about 60% is one of those things you keep inside. The rest of it's fine. You're still committed. You're going to take your visits. Cool. But the 60%, nah, man, that's an internal.
I'm good.
Don't let the intrusive thoughts win, sir.
Hey, here's the deal. The best part about this whole thing is he put a number with it.
Yeah,
that's what makes it great. Is he put a number with how committed he was to the best program in the country. Second best program in the country, according to recruiting rankings. #1 player, #1 team in the country. Come on.
Yeah, whatever, man. You do you.
Disingenuous says, what's the definition of commitment nowadays? Sort of dedicated-ish. Ish. Tyler added to his point that says, tell your significant other that you're only 60% committed. Get it on video. Share their reaction when you do.
Tag me and Nick.
Yeah, please do.
At Radio Rico AC, at Nick _Singer.
I don't want to be tied to this.
Oh, no,
I don't want to be tied to this.
If you guys are going to do this, please tag me on Twitter. But also, I am not, and I'm saying this on air, I refuse to be mentioned as the reason for your divorce.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. Whatever it is.
I second what Rico said.
Let's get to a break.
More up next. LSU is not trouble, but this whole Brian Kelly situation has another twist to it, which is funny. We'll also talk NFL awards, and then we'll get to the preview of Husker and Wildcats coming up next.
Follow Nick and Enrique at Nick Singer at Radio Happy next. 7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit, and you can check out our spaces before you visit in person with a virtual campus tour. An opportunity to see our campuses in Beatrice, Lincoln, and Milford as you learn about our programs and areas of study. There are virtual tours of our learning centers too. We can even take you on a personalized virtual tour. More on our website, edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Don't again and with me on the line, Andy Goodyear, General Manager Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership are to earn the prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, All of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all the customers to know it's not just earned by one person's effort. It's the entire dealership. Sales, parts, our amazing service department.
17 times. Wow. How does that compare to other Honda dealers?
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence. We really strive above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Are you looking for a solid, stable career in assembly, CNC machining, or injection molding? We got you covered. Hi, Bob Williams, HR Director for Garner Industries. We actually your history. And I just listed some great career opportunities that you can find by logging into GarnerIndustries.com. If you want top pay, excellent benefits, flexible work hours, and the opportunity to work in a clean, modern, air-conditioned facility with great people, contact me today by applying online at GarnerIndustries.com.
Is your furnace operating like you think it should? Find out with a service check now from the pros at Bryant. No matter what make or model, Bryant will perform a thorough system check to make sure you're good to go this winter. Bryant also offers free second opinion heat exchanger checks. Before you spend thousands on a new furnace, let Bryant check it free. Anytime you need furnace service or repair, just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing, 467-1111. We do whatever it takes.
Hi, it's Declan Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice. I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
You want to make new floor shopping easier, come Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carpet. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street, family owned and operated, always the best value.
Hi, Sean Callahan here at HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainer.
Oh my, I'm obese.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
Rico's time is now.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
So this headline came across my Twitter screen today. An audit reveals that LSU overpaid head coach Brian Kelly by more than $1 million in 2022.
How?
Now listen, here we go. So this comes from On3.
Oops.
Yeah.
We accidentally gave you $1 million more. Sorry about that.
So this comes from On3, the LSU's On3 website, I should say.
Take that back now.
According to a report from Business Report, Kelly was paid an extra $1 million throughout the majority of the 2022 season. His monthly payments were doubled after LSU made a supplemental payment in May, and it accidentally continued all the way through November.
Oh, no.
While there was an error on LSU's end, and Kelly will get to keep the money, there will now be a way for the university to recoup everything. And that will take place over the next 12 months and be fixed before the calendar switches over to 2024.
So it's just they're just like, oh, we gave you $1 million extra.
So they're going to
he's
short
just
him.
like,
They're going to short him $1 million this next year.
it's
That's
just
what they're
like,
going to
oh,
do.
I guess you could just keep it. Oh, they're just
So
going to keep. Okay, I mean that makes sense.
it makes sense. But I told Rico over the break. That's when you know you have too much money. Is that when your monthly payments are getting doubled, you just don't even question it. You're like, I don't even notice it.
It's like, yeah. I mean, I guess.
Which maybe that's. I mean, maybe there's a lot of people to that point where they're like, you know what? Listen, they don't have any clue what's in their bank account, what they're getting per monthly check.
It's just
maybe
gets sent in there.
But like, you know, I guess maybe for like a football coach,
I would notice.
I think maybe for like a football coach that's getting paid over 10 years, $95 million, like Brian Kelly is supposed to. Maybe I would.
You would still notice.
No. Maybe you don't check it because think about all of his years at Notre Dame.
Yeah,
you just don't check it. When you spend money, you're just not even you just know it's there.
Well, yeah, you're at that point where you're not looking at price tags. You're just buying things because you can.
Yeah. So
and that must be
maybe
just a life of
a
just like
freeing feeling,
just like carefree life where you're just like, I want that, and then you just buy it. You don't worry about like, I want that, but hold on, I gotta pay bills, I gotta pay rent, and
that's
gonna
set me back a little bit.
Food. So if I do get this, maybe I'll have to cut back on this month or whatever. Like you have enough money
on Friday if I buy this.
Like you have enough money where you're just like, I want that car, and then like in the next hour you're driving that car to your house.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like that must be a nice.
I am
life.
sure Brian Kelly has a fine credit score.
Like Brian Kelly's just like, I want some shoes to match the recruit shoes because
I want to dance.
Yeah, because I want to dance and look good while doing it. So he just goes and buys some shoes.
Jeez, that's funny. That is just insane.
Like, think about it this way: he could probably buy his entire team new shoes and not even consider it.
Oh yeah, no.
Just like, hey, here you guys go.
Well, I don't even know what was he getting paid at Notre Dame. I mean, Brian Kelly Notre Dame contract. But I mean, you have to think all this adds up.
OG Les Lancaster. People that blow money like that have never paid for gas with coins. You ever just like have like you're low on gas and you're just like, I have $5 in my wallet. You're like, I guess we're getting $5.
Yeah, I haven't been there, but I've done like the whole like, all right, it's gonna. I will compare trips, for example. So I'm like, it's like 35 miles to go to Omaha, I think. Mm-hmm. I'm like, all right, so how many miles per gallon do I get? I usually get about 24, 25. So I'm like, all right, so I just need like 3 gallons to get back to and from Omaha. Like, okay, that's how much gas
I used to push the limit.
I do not.
I used to push the limit. I was like, I got $5 in my wallet. Let's see how far we can get until I really feel like I need to get gas.
And maybe
because once that light comes on, you still got a couple miles to go.
See, and I got 50.
I was pushing it.
That's the worst part is my car is older. It's an older car a little bit. To where it's like they don't show even when the light's on. It just says fuel level low. So I have no clue. So it's like it's just a gamble. If my light turned on the day before and I drove a little bit the previous night and I get in my car and it still says fuel level low, I'm like, man, I would just estimate that I got about 20 miles left in my tank.
It's a guessing game. It's a fun guessing game that is actually a lot more fun in the summer.
Yeah, exactly.
Not very fun in the winter. I don't play that game in the winter.
No, because then that's when the battery goes.
You're just like, if I run out of gas and I have to walk somewhere to get gas, I'm not doing that in the winter.
It takes. I also look at it as like this way. I'm like, it's going to take longer for me to wait for AAA or wait for somebody to bring gas to me. Same with like speeding. It's like it's going to take me longer to get to my destination if I get pulled up. We got to go through the whole thing.
I'd rather drive a little bit slower.
Just let me just go 3 over.
You pass me. I'm fine with that because if you get pulled over, I'm gonna pass you in a couple miles.
I go. Listen. like that's the thing is go ahead and pass me because then I can like bump it up a little bit because I know that if there's a cop up there, he's pulling you over.
You bump it up a little bit. You don't match their speed.
You don't match it
a little bit,
but they're pulling you over, and so I'm fine. It's smooth cruising,
good to go.
And I know we may have some police officers listening, so
how fast?
you go.
If you're a police officer that's listening right now, first off, thank you.
We should have never brought this.
Thank you for your service.
We do appreciate it.
Secondly, how fast can I go before you like have to pull me over?
Yeah, are we looking like 5 miles?
Like
an
if
hour?
I go 5 over, if I'm going 5 over, and we're talking, not residential because residential, I'm doing the speed limit. I'm not going to. I'm talking like on the interstate. If I'm going 5 over, is that am I good? If I go 8 over,
Let me
that's
ask you
usually
this.
I'm putting it at 8. I'm not going 10 because I think 10. I
10's
think
the
10 is my limit. If I'm
Okay.
going 8 over, is that safe? Am I good?
8's a lot, man. 8's a lot. Ben's not a cop,
Thanks.
so we can't say that.
Thanks,
He goes,
Ben.
Ben says, I don't pull anyone over unless it's 12 or more over. Not a cop, though.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Ben. You're the best.
Jory says LPD doesn't pull anyone over anymore.
That's a lie. I've seen people pulled over.
Yeah.
What are you
I
talking
think
about,
so.
Jory?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure people get pulled over. No, because I wonder that, like on the interstate, what's the when you're going 75, like what's the difference between like 75 and 80? Is there that big of a difference? When you're going that fast?
I don't think so.
Is there that big of a difference?
Maybe
there's
a big difference when you stop.
I understand. Well, yeah, I understand the whole speed limit thing because if the speed limit's 75, then people are going to go 80. If the speed limit's 80, then people are going to go 85. I get that.
I'll hit an 8 over if I'm going to rush somewhere. But if I'm just, if we're just on our way home and we're not in a rush anywhere, I'll go 5.
All right.
I'll go 75 to 80.
Sounds
but
good.
if I'm like a little late, you bump that up a little
bump
bit.
it up.
A little quick little 82.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. 402-464-5685, the Honda Lincoln hotline. Starter Heyman text line, both those open for you. Want to mention this before we get to our final timeout and bring in Strick and Austin for the crossover. Husker softball really quickly. So listen to this. They start their season on February 10th down in Houston, I believe.
Yes.
Over the course of the season, Nebraska will face number 2 Oklahoma State, number 4 UCLA, number 6 Northwestern, number 7 Alabama, number 11 Virginia Tech, number 14 Arizona, and number 21 Michigan. Those are the rankings, and that's obviously a lot of those feature our non-con opponents. Oklahoma State, UCLA, Alabama, Virginia Tech, Arizona are all non-con opponents, while Northwestern and Michigan are the 2 in-conference opponents. A gauntlet for Husker softball.
Crazy. Also, they're starting their season off ranked number 21 according to extra innings. So,
so there's 2 different
softball,
rankings. That's why Michigan's ranked 21st in the AP and Nebraska's ranked 21st according to extra softball.
I'm just going off of wherever Nebraska is ranked.
We like numbers.
That's what I'm doing. No, when any Nebraska sporting team has a number in front of the name Nebraska, I'm good with it. That's what I'm going off of. So Nebraska softball starts the season off ranked 21st in the extra innings rankings, and like you said, they have a gauntlet of a schedule this season out of conference. And then the conference is pretty strong also. So, yeah, they'll start off their season in Houston. I think they take on Lamar in the first game.
Gotcha. So they start down in Houston. Just to recap, and we'll have Nate Rohr, the voice of Husker softball, on here in the next couple weeks just to preview things. They did finish the season 41-16 last year, had an 18-game winning streak at one point, and they elected captains the other day. Senior Courtney Wallace from Omaha West Side, Maya Felder, who was the Oregon transfer that you're actually able to hear on the ticket, with Courtney Wallace in their show in the weeknight shows. And then Lincoln Southwest, Abby Squire, good friend of a couple of us here at the station, those were the 3 captains voted for the 2023 year. So like Rico said, they start their season on February 10th. We'll have 5 games in 3 days against Lamar, South Dakota State, Houston, and Virginia.
So blessed.
Okay, get to the text line real quick. Here we go. Eric says, I'm going down I-80 right now at 83 miles an hour, just past a cop, and he did not turn around. So I think I'm good.
First off, get off your damn phone, Eric.
Whoa, talk to text.
I'm just saying.
We don't know. We don't assume.
I'm just saying. You're going 83 Get off your phone.
Don't assume.
I'm gonna
It could be talk to text.
I don't care.
And that's why you push the little Bluetooth button on your car,
Still
your
gotta-
dash.
Don't get off your phone.
Go phone,
I appreciate you
text
listening.
the ticket.
I appreciate you.
Get
Get off your phone.
In
Secondly-
Eric's defense, that was the first text he sent all show.
It is. So
we're-
maybe it is talk to text. Whatever. Be safe, please. Secondly, okay.
Yeah.
I still might not risk it. though.
Scott says I drive 84 in a 75. Sheriff I know said he won't pull anyone over unless you're going 10 over.
See, 10.
So 10's the benchmark. Just
All
don't
right.
go 10 over.
Okay.
We're not encouraging speed. Dan says, what a badass. So there you go. Let's Don's rule. It's talk to text.
Okay.
See?
Okay.
Rico, don't assume such negative thoughts.
You have an 83. I don't care.
It's talking to
He's gonna
text.
talk to text.
It's talking to text. Same thing as talking on a phone.
Just text us when you're done. Tweet at us when you're done. When you
We're
get to
not
your
there.
destination.
Don says my rule for the road: find a pace car that's quicker than me and be just slightly slower than them. Bingo.
Pace car.
Pace car.
Okay.
It's like the NASCAR races. All right. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk Husker hoops with Strick and Austin.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. And listen all day. For UX 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Think you need a new furnace due to a cracked heat exchanger? Call Bryant for a free second opinion. No matter what brand, Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating, we do whatever it takes.
James Enterprise Incorporated, that company that hauls your gravel, rocks, and material for your farm or construction site, says thank you to the people of the healthcare community for putting yourself in the way of danger to save the public. That is what it means to be a hero and to build a beautiful legacy. This message brought to you by James Enterprise Incorporated. For all your hauling of rock, gravel, and materials, call them at 402-432-6740. That's 402-432-6740.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years. He can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batsterats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
Joint pain can affect your quality of life and even be debilitating. Perhaps you've had trouble walking or even performing activities as simple as sitting down and standing up for years. There is good news thanks to QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics can assist with all types of pain in the knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints, whether due to an underlying chronic condition or a recent or even former accident or sports injury. Call QC Kinetics in Lincoln today at 402-205-4270 or go to qckinetics.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Patchy fog this morning, then a bit of a cooler afternoon on the way. We'll see a high of 28, but temps falling into the low 20s by this evening. Northwest winds could gust to around 25. We'll see partly cloudy skies tonight with a low of 13. Try to warm things back up just a touch tomorrow with a high of 31. I'm meteorologist Tim Ryan for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. And you can check out our spaces before you visit in person with a virtual campus tour. An opportunity to see our campuses in Beatrice, Lincoln, and Milford as you learn about our programs and areas of study. There are virtual tours of our learning centers too. We can even take you on a personalized virtual tour. Learn more on our website, southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
People first is more than a nice sentiment. At American Senior Benefits, it's the mission. If you're ready for a career where you can truly put your customers' needs ahead of everything else, this is for you. American Senior Benefits is one of the leading senior market insurance product distributors in the country, and they're looking for high-energy applicants with strong communication skills. Enjoy on-the-job training, a fun work environment, and unlimited income potential. Visit asbmidwest.com to learn more. American Senior Benefits.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket FM. Welcome in our good friends, Austin Orman and Eric Strickland. What's up, gentlemen?
What's good with it?
How you doing?
Anything
New
day, hump day.
Yeah, we got a big day tonight. We got a big game tonight. Big dance.
Northwestern's
Not really a dance.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good to
Big
you know,
opportunity.
see what we got going on. You know, especially now knowing that Vanderbilt's not going to be around. What they're going to do, how they're going to play, what starting lineup's going to be out there, what their rotations are going to look like, and who's going to have extended minutes, and hopefully somebody plays well and they shoot the three above 25%.
Well, that's the thing. Threes and free throws, right? If you let's go around here. Starting five with no Emmanuel Bandamel and no Juwan Gary. What's the starting five?
Ooh.
Me, you.
Stricky goes last because he probably actually knows.
Okay.
He already knows.
Sam Greasel, Denham Dawson, CJ Wilcher back in the starting lineup. Oh goodness gracious. Derek Walker, Wilhelm.
Okay.
I think that's the most likely starting lineup. I'd like to see them go Greasel, Wilshire, Tominaga, Dawson, Walker.
Okay.
I like that, and I raise it.
There it is.
Raise it. No, I would like to see what Rico said, but I personally I wouldn't like to see. I think that's what it's going to be.
Oh, okay.
But I really would like to see Wilcher come off the bench. So I would actually,
I like that idea too.
I would actually like to see Greasel, Tominaga, Denham Dawson, Breidenbach, and Walker. I personally would prefer a four kind of guard look without Breidenbach, and maybe throw in Jamarcus.
Well, Jamarcus is going to be
that's
playing
what I
the
thought.
second point guard. So I don't know if you want to have him and Greasel on at the same time. If one gets in foul trouble, then you'll have the other. But if he gets gassed, then you're going to have. Then I think.
Well, it's the same
Sam
situation.
Hoiberg is your third point guard, and
It's-
not taking anything away from him.
The tough part is the same. It's the same situation with big men, right? Like think about it that way. If you start the game with Wilhelm and Derek Walker on the floor, one of them gets into foul trouble. Blaze Cade is not 100%.
I was going to say,
They're
we
both-
know if he's playing?
It hasn't been.
It's questionable.
It's questionable, but it hasn't been proven that either one of them can
Stay out of foul trouble.
You got to assume they start with two.
Ooh,
Like, you just kind of have to
okay.
assume most big men start with two fouls.
Yep.
Basically,
Right.
over the last month, that's how it's been.
Yeah.
And I think that the style that Northwestern plays, Bowie and those guys, all them, they're attacking downhill type. So you definitely want to be more guard heavy laden as far as your ability to rotate and get. But that's what Breidenbach does pretty well. That's surprising for a big man. He's able to move his feet, cover, handle guys.
I'm sure you would think that Northwestern understands that Nebraska's not healthy not overall, but especially at the big man position, right? They're going to go right at them. You would be smart to.
Yeah.
Because if you get Derek Walker, it's been proven. Like get Derek Walker on the bench, and Nebraska struggles to score the basketball. They struggle to score the basketball with Derek Walker on the floor. So now you take away one of their leading scorers and their captain, and he's going to go. It's going to make things even tougher for Nebraska.
What's got to happen too is they've got to have absolute consistency from now on for the rest of the season out of Griesel and Walker. I mean, they've got to be averaging. Walker needs to be shooting anywhere from 17 to 20 shots. And I mean that. And unfortunately.
Yeah, no, it's necessary.
He needs to be because his percentages are better for you in that realm.
He's
They
your
need
most
to find a way.
consistent scorer.
And he needs to have the ball because he's very capable in passing. So between him and Griesel, there's got to be a lot of consistency. And I think they need to run some more pick and roll actions with Tominaga and also they've got some success out of that with Walker.
How many threes do you need from Wilcher and Tominaga? Like attempts. I'm not talking make.
Well, between the two, I think totally you have to be under 20.
As a team?
They've shown you shoot over 20, their percentages are terrible. I think they need to be efficient and effective under 20. So if they can shoot between the two of them 6 to 8.
Okay.
But making 3 to 4, 3 at worst, I think that would help. But
just enough to keep the defense honest. And keep them out there.
Yeah.
Walker's got to be a double-double every night at this point. He's usually close, but he's got to be a double-double. Griesel's probably going to have to get there too, but be there with assists. He's going to have to help clean the glass. But if all his assists go to Derek Walker, that's fine. If he has 10 assists a night, just feeding the ball to Derek Walker, letting him go to work, fine.
Another thing now, especially without Juwan Gary and Emmanuel Bandamel, you have to remember that a lot of this offense also is facilitated by Derek Walker. They'll give him the ball in the fingernail, and they'll let him facilitate the basketball. That's going to be even more important. So that is another reason why it's important for him to stay on the floor, because he's not only a primary scorer, he's not only a big man, but he's also now a facilitator, and that becomes ultra important.
You're not running the ball through. You're not running the plays through Wilhelm. You're not running the ball through Blaze Keita. Like if you have a big man in that's going to handle the rock and you're going to give him the ball right above the free throw line and kind of initiate plays, it's Derek Walker.
They also have to find ways to get Breidenbach the ball without him having to over dribble. Meaning from 3 or just
by over dribble, you mean dribble it up?
I mean he can dribble, but just not
no more than 3.
No more than 2 to 3 dribbles. I mean where he's coming off action where he can get the ball to where he can use his body for a couple moves and use his right and left. He's got good right and left.
That's the thing. He uses his left all the time.
Yeah.
The pump
it's
fake
crazy.
The pump fake at the 3 that somehow teams keep jumping and getting in the air when he pump fakes it, and then 2 dribbles to get to the rim, some type of layup. Like that's as much as you need him dribbling.
Yeah, I don't even. I would much rather him to really get some, just off the block, maybe some action where he's coming to the ball.
Yeah.
Just things like that. Maybe off the pick and roll, he catches it short. He's able to use his short floaters and stuff. You got to just really eliminate as much as possible so he's not overthinking. When he gets to going and then he gets into a place where he doesn't know which move he's going to use, and then he ends up just kind of tossing.
He needs to just ball. He needs don't think just ball.
Yeah, just don't think ball.
And I've asked this before, but especially now when you're missing Bandamel and Gary, if he has the space, do you want Derek Walker just pulling that mid-range, like right at the free throw line?
Well, I don't even think it has to be from that. I think it has to be catch, jab, step, hit. Like he doesn't even have to dribble it because guys now in the scouting report are given. That's how against Ohio State, Zed Key was able to get that charge is because they're playing off of him. And if you're off of him, his jab and one is usually somebody's going to be there. He usually will have a counter to it. But he needs to get respect to where they have to kind of say, "Oh shoot," they got to step up another step. Then he's
because he always jabs and then goes into their chest and then tries to hit him with the spin and the little layup.
So the scouting report's on him on that. So It's got to be, I wish I could show it. Like, it's got to be a catch at that spot. They're going to be halfway off of him.
Yeah.
And then he does his jab. They're going to back off even more.
Yep.
And then he just hits that shot. He hits 2 or 3 of them, then his game's going to open
I
up.
would say open up because then they're going to have to honor the jumper.
And then
They're
that's
gonna
going to
have
open up the paint,
jumper.
and that little wraparound that they run where he fakes the
Is even gonna
handoff,
be open.
and then he just dumps it down. That's going to be right there.
Because right now what's happening is there's a little sag on that.
Yep.
That wraparound ends up pushing a wheelchair or somebody under the basket.
Yes.
Where they need to then know their awareness of where they are so that they can stop, catch that ball, keep a guy on their hip, and finish, as opposed to getting stuck under the rim and then they don't know where to go.
Just one fluid movement where it's a catch and yeah.
We got about a minute left here. It's crazy because if you would have paid attention to Northwestern last year, they lose Pete Nance through the transfer portal in North Carolina. You would have thought, Chris Collins, hey, you better figure it out, or else you might be on the way out here because you're losing some of your better players and you're not winning enough games. They have made a tournament in the last couple of years, but still. Now here they are, 13-5 overall. They won 66-63 at home against Wisconsin earlier this week. They're now 13-5 on the year. Got to watch tonight. Bo Buie.
Good energy.
Bo Buie. A lot of good
They
energy.
had good energy.
Students
that
yeah,
game.
yeah.
And I think, well, they may be tired. I mean, they could be mentally tired now because they hadn't played in so long. You have that adrenaline game, and then now you got to follow it up.
Well, it was after an 8-day COVID layoff, they had 2 first-half turnovers. Yeah. Discipline in that match. It's they got 6 games in 13 days. So make sure you show up if you're planning on going. Show up, be loud, help out the Huskers, who are down 2 of their main starters. We're done for today. Stick around. On the Block coming up next.
Adios.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line,